Welcome to an all-new edition of Channel 97 News.
We come to you today from the OHS Commons, and here's a look at just some of the stories you will see on today's show.
We take a look at a rather interesting homecoming week.
We see what a group of senior guys go through to perfect their dancing skills.
The OHS football team experienced a change in scenery at one of their recent games.
And we go back in the day to learn more about one of our OHS teachers.
We'll have all that and much more in today's edition of Channel 97 News.
And it all starts now.
Welcome back to Eyes on the Tigers, Channel 97 News. I'm Dan Altman.
And I'm Laura Pickler. Last year, seniors earned special privileges during A&P. This year, the privileges apply to more than just seniors. Here's the story.
Juniors this year have some special privileges along with the seniors. However, juniors don't have all the privileges the seniors have.
The junior privileges that they get for the open A&P is that they get the blue lanyard and they're allowed to go or travel to all of their teachers and the library without the hassle of getting the note signed. So really it's a hassle-free movement. They get to do exactly what they would have done anyway, but now we don't have to mess with those cards.
The seniors have their own opinion on the juniors' privileges.
I think it's a really good idea because it gives the juniors an idea of what they have to do, like to get it next year.
Not a fan. Not a fan of it. It's outrageous. No. We're seniors. Yeah. This is our year. Why should they have it?
The Senior Privilege Program was something that was started last year. Students who are doing the right things, who are going above and beyond, should be rewarded with it. The whole big picture with privileges is that each year the teacher group that run the privilege group, they want to start adding things down as we go. So this year we decided to add juniors, same type of thing.
I think Open A&P is really good because you get to walk around with your friends and be able to work on homework and be able to go to your classes without having a pass, and it's just a lot easier. So it's very simplified and it's cool.
And what we're hoping then is the following year that there's going to be something that we do then for the sophomores as well that meet certain criteria.
With photographer Jamie Drago, I'm Robbie Obradovic with Channel 97 News.
Here's a closer look at our recent homecoming week. Jacob King has the report.
Hi, I'm Jacob King here at Roger S. Stadium for the annual Powder Puff game. The juniors played the seniors and the seniors pulled away with a win, 18-12.
The girls played really hard, they prepared well, and they executed out there, and that's why it happened that way. So we're very excited, and the juniors played a great game.
One day later, Oakville Volleyball hosted Melville in the annual Pink Out match. Varsity won in 2 straight games, but that was not the most important victory of the night. Proceeds went to aid cancer research. Friday afternoon, OHS students and staff enjoyed the annual homecoming pep rally. The finale of the pep rally featured teachers showing off their dance moves. A few hours later, the floats rode down Milburn Road. OHS clubs showed off their school spirit. Best theme was cross country, most spirited field hockey, best all around Golden Girls, most creative freshmen and JV cheerleaders, most original varsity cheerleaders. Friday night, the varsity football team took on Fox in the homecoming game. The Tigers put a licking on the Warriors. Mo LeGrand scored 2 touchdowns and the defense pitched the shutout as the Tigers beat the Warriors 27-0. On Saturday, Oakville dressed up Jim A for the annual homecoming dance. Alex Diekman was crowned homecoming king, and Julie Waters was named homecoming queen. With photographer Austin Baumgartner, I'm Jacob King for Channel 97 News.
One of the highlights of the annual Powder Puff game is the halftime dance. Alyssa Quinones and I went behind the scenes for this story.
There's always pressure for the senior Golden Guys to put on a show. Let's see if the class of 2013 can do just that.
hardest part would definitely have to be getting them to focus and like pay attention to us.
If we want to beat the juniors, it's got to be bigger and funnier.
I prepared for the dance by rehearsing in the mirror and eating 3 square meals a day.
Put your hands together for the senior Golden Guys.
Goes up in my chest, everybody, Martin Poppins in the paragraph. Never try to make me get that handle, that's in the air,
I think their lifts in general really improved from the beginning of our practices to the end.
Definitely worth it because they looked awesome today and we're super proud of them.
With photographer Laura Pickler, I'm Melissa Quinones for Channel 97 News.
We've all heard about the dangers of drinking and driving. Here's a story that hits close to home.
On a Sunday night, March 28th, my family and I were in an accident. We were hit by a drunk driver and our car flipped 6 times. The car landed on my side and I broke my neck. I was at the hospital for 3 days, and the second day I got my halo, and the stuff I really couldn't do that broke my heart was I couldn't dance, I couldn't do the normal showering or hang out with friends, I couldn't go anywhere.
I was driving back to school and I was on Highway 55 and I was just kind of in my own world singing a song that was on the radio, and I looked down at my clock to see what time it was, and when I looked back up I could see like headlights on a car. My choices were kind of like hit the wall and definitely die, go right and potentially kill the people next to me, or just kind of stay where I was. So I just slowed down as fast as I could and hit the guy who was coming at me head on. I called my mom, and then I called my dad, and then I called my boyfriend, and just kind of like tried to explain without, being hysterical that I was alive, but that I was probably going to go to the hospital and that I needed them to come right away.
The OHS football team recently went downtown for a big game. Dan has the story.
Most football fans visit the Edward Jones Dome to watch the Rams play on NFL Sunday. But on September 15th, fans got the chance to see a different level of football. The Oakville Tigers played the Eureka Wildcats in the Great American Football Classic.
The idea is that you celebrate big games, big rivalries. As I understand, the Oakville-Eureka game is a fairly good-sized rivalry that means a little bit to your two schools. All we try and do is put those games together, and we've got 4 today.
The game started well with the Tigers. They scored several times in the first half and trailed 31-25 at halftime. However, Eureka pulled away in the second half and won 64-25. Despite the loss, playing in the Dome was a memorable experience for the Tigers.
It was cool, definitely being on this turf. It's different than Oakville's, and seeing, I don't know how many seats are in here, but a lot, It's just cool being in the big dome like this.
Well, the experience was great. I mean, we got to play on the field that a lot of legends got to play on. Marshall Faulk, James Laurinaitis, Steven Jackson, Ray Lewis got to play on this field before. I mean, a lot of guys play on this field, and it's just an honor to play on this field.
It was definitely a neat feeling to come through the Edward Jones Dome, run through the same tunnel that professional players run through, and I thought it was neat for our kids and neat for the whole program. Unfortunately, we just didn't come out here and play the way we like to.
With Sam Nelms behind the camera, I'm Dan Altman for Channel 97 News. And now, a new segment on our show. Here's Joe Keller with Back in the Day.
Hi, this is Joe Keller for Back in the Day, and for this next teacher, we're going to have to do some backtracking. Here's the scoop.
I was here for 2 years, left for 2 years to Hillsborough High School, and then I came back for the last 7. So I decided to go to college, get my teaching degree. While I was there, I really got interested in getting back into playing basketball, so I played college ball for 4 years, and that's when I decided to be a teacher and coach. I was on a naval submarine out of Virginia for 4 years. Before that, I was in 2 years of what they called nuclear power school, so I was a reactor operator on a nuclear submarine called the USS Baltimore. There was a CBS Evening News report in 1994, and that report was during the time the Bosnian conflict was going on, and my submarine was stationed in the Adriatic Sea just off the coast of Serbia and Bosnia. And our job was to make sure that if anything crazy happened or went down, we would be there to protect the citizens. So in the report, you see me, I'm sleeping on top of a torpedo in a bunk. It's like about 1/10 of a second of time on there, but the report was a very good report about my submarine and what we were doing out there. You could ask my players and students, especially at the beginning of the year, I'm very rigid and structured. We want to make sure that everybody knows the expectations and they're willing to follow them, much like it was in the military. Discipline is kind of something that we really stress in basketball while we're out there, and we want to make sure that everybody understands that even in the classroom, it's teamwork. So we have to be able to rely on each other and depend on each other just like we did in the service.
With photographer Alex Hugerich, this is Joe Keller for Channel 97 News.
And now it's time for the return of one of our most popular segments. It's time for Tiger Walking.
Hey Oakville, this is Olivia Mattis with Tiger Walking. Today we're asking students who their celebrity dream date would be. Let's take a walk. Who would your celebrity dream date be?
Spider-Man.
And why?
Because he's awesome. He can like spin webs and everything. It's cool.
Oprah Winfrey because she's rich.
Ooh, it would have to be Selena Gomez. Ooh, she's got it going on.
It would probably be David Beckham because he's really good at soccer and he's really good looking.
I think he's dead, Lee Marvin.
Oh, Channing Tatum all the way.
And why?
Oh, because he's so hot. Come on now. Be for real.
How about you?
Wale.
Oh
And
my
why?
God.
Because that's my husband and he's like so cute and I love him and I want to marry him. Like my name on Twitter is even Miss Ralph Lauren. Y'all should follow me.
You should not.
Mila Kunis, because she's a fine, upstanding young lady.
Well, that wraps up this edition of Channel 97 News. Thanks for watching. I'm Dan Altman.
And I'm Laura Pickler. Remember, Oakville, keep your eyes on the Tigers.
I'm Dan Altman. And I'm Laura Pickler. We take a behind-the-scenes look at the Dome because we went there. Oakville.